Welcome to a deep dive into something, well, maybe often overlooked, but it seems profoundly impactful for enthusiasts of vintage Tamiya RC vehicles. We're talking about models like your Frog, your Hornet, maybe the Hotshot.
Yeah, the classics.
You sent us sources asking a really critical question. Is upgrading from that, classic Tamiya plug plus a Dean's adapter setup to a direct Dean's connector truly worth it? I mean, honestly, it feels like such a small part. How much difference could it make, really?
Well, based on the sources, the answer seems to be a pretty unequivocal yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not just a minor tweak. The data suggests it's more like a fundamental correction for your vehicle's power system.
Oh.
And the why behind it is actually pretty fascinating. What's compelling here is how this, seemingly insignificant component can act as a sort of unseen bottleneck.
An unseen bottleneck.
Yeah, quietly undermining maybe every other performance part you've invested in.
So you're saying this little plug can have such a big effect for a lot of us, I think. A connector is just, a connector.
Right.
What's the core principle here? What makes it so critical for our RC cars?
It really all comes down to electrical resistance.
Right.
Every single component in an electrical circuit has some resistance, but in an RC car's power system, especially with the high current we're pulling, the connectors specifically can become a major choke point. And what's kind of wild is how that resistance, even tiny amounts, create some really significant problems.
Okay, I think I follow the basic idea of resistance, but maybe connect this to the bigger picture for us. What are the tangible penalties of having high resistance in our RC cars?
Okay, yeah. If we think about the impact, high resistance causes two main critical penalties, voltage drop and power loss.
Voltage drop.
Yeah, voltage drop simply means less power actually gets to your motor. So that directly impacts your top speed, your overall punch.
Okay, and power loss.
Power loss, well, that's governed by the physics, current and resistance interacting. It basically shows up as wasted energy. Heat, mostly.
Ah, heat.
Right. Exactly. And here's where it gets really interesting based on the sources. This power loss, it increases exponentially with the current.
Exponentially, not just linearly.
No, exponentially. So think about it like this. During hard acceleration, when your motor is demanding the most current.
Right, when you punch it.
Exactly. The power just wasted as heat can actually quadruple if the current draw doubles.
Wow, quadruple. That's genuinely shocking for just a connector issue.
It is. So it's not just a little bit of inefficiency. It's fundamentally throttling the motor right when you need that power the most. That's why you feel that frustrating lack of, punch.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. And you mentioned many of us are running that Tamiya-style connector with an adapter. You called this the worst of both worlds.
Yeah.
Why is that setup so bad?
Exactly. Well, the Tamiya plug itself, it has a surprisingly high resistance. The sources put it around 0.00033 ohms.
Doesn't sound like much.
It doesn't, but in electrical terms for this application, it is. And maybe more importantly, it's only really rated for around 15 amps continuous current.
15. Just 15 amps.
Yeah. Now think about a standard 540 motor in your Tamiya. Peak current can easily hit 20 amps, maybe 30 amps.
Okay.
Sometimes it can even spike up to 60 amps just on startup.
Whoa.
So you're pushing that Tamiya connector way, way beyond its design limits. That leads to overheating, sometimes melting, and just really unreliable power delivery.
And then we go and slap an adapter on top of that.
Right. The adapter just compounds the problem. It adds even more resistance, more connection points, more potential failure points. It doesn't improve anything. It actually makes the whole circuit significantly less efficient.
Okay, so that's the problem. What's the solution look like? The Dean's connector.
Exactly. In stark contrast, a genuine Dean's Ultra connector, according to the data, has an exceptionally low resistance. We're talking just 0.00009 ohms.
Wow. Okay. That's a big difference.
It's nearly 4 times lower than the Tamiya plug. And crucially, it's robustly rated for 50 to 60 amps continuous.
Huge difference.
Yeah, providing an enormous safety margin. It's designed those flat, spring-loaded blades. It's engineered specifically for efficient, high-current transfer.
So let's bring this home then for, Tamiya enthusiasts listening.
Yeah.
What does this deep dive really mean for your Frog or your Hornet or Hotshot out on the track or bashing around? What are the actual, quantifiable gains?
Well, the analysis suggests real, tangible gains. For your 2WD buggies, like the Frog or Hornet, you should experience a pretty dramatic improvement in acceleration, that punch we talked about,
Okay.
and also a noticeable maybe 1 to 2% increase in top speed.
Okay. Not huge on top speed, but noticeable.
Right, but for your 4WD Hotshot, it's actually even more critical.
How is that?
because its higher current demands mean that poor Tamiya plug causes even more heat and voltage drop. So the improvements there, the gains, they'll likely be even more pronounced.
And it's not just about the raw power or speed, is it? There's more to it.
Absolutely. This also translates directly to efficiency and therefore runtime.
Ah, runtime. Everyone wants more runtime.
Exactly. By nearly eliminating all that wasted heat in the connector, the calculation suggests something like a 5 to 10% increase in runtime.
5 to 10%. That's significant.
Yeah, potentially adding, 4 or 5 minutes of driving from your typical 5,000 milliV NIM battery pack?
That's a decent chunk of extra fun.
It is, but maybe even more importantly, this upgrade massively boosts reliability. It shifts your classic vintage models from operating right on the ragged edge of failure.
Which nobody wants with these old cars.
Right. To a system with a huge safety margin, it helps protect your cherished, maybe hard-to-replace electronics.
This deep dive really does reveal that, wow, upgrading your battery connectors is one of the most impactful and actually surprisingly cost-effective mods you can make to your classic Tamiya.
Yeah, it seems that way.
It unlocks performance that was always there but hidden, extends your fun time, and fundamentally safeguards your models.
And when you do decide to make this upgrade yourself, there's one really critical safety precaution to remember.
Okay, what's that?
Always cut and solder only one wire at a time.
Ah, good point.
Yeah, you absolutely want to prevent a dangerous short circuit if the bare ends touch. So finish and insulate that first connection completely before you even touch the second wire.
Simple step, but crucial. Avoid the sparks.
Makes all the difference for safety.
So for a really small investment, it sounds like you get a significant return in speed, definitely in enjoyment and peace of mind. So thinking about all this, what stands out to you about optimizing these classic machines, maybe by tackling that unseen bottleneck in your own setup?